Today, we started in our opening remarks about purpose. Joby almost 10 times, he mentioned about purpose. Today, we will continue with that. At the young age, let me just tell you my purpose. So maybe you can see, grabe, and somebody asked me, why do you do that? Why do you keep on taking exams? Now, I'm studying for my executive MBA. What is your purpose? I said it's very confidential. But today, I will tell you my purpose. I grew up in a very small community. Both my parents are in servant leadership. And that's the community, that's the family I grew up. Serving the community. At first year high school, from Batangas, I went to Cebu for a mission. First year high school. At that time, yung mga kaibigan ko, yung mga kababata ko, what they are thinking is about playing games, buying toys. Me, I'm bringing guitar, drums, keyboard, going to plant a church in Cebu. Imagine that. Right now, our church has 3 churches in Cebu. Third year high school, I went to Iloilo to plant a church. So, at the very young age, sabi ko, what is my purpose? Because for me, living without a purpose is even worse than being dead. Living without a purpose is even worse than death. You don't have any essence to exist. So that's the same question I have with you right now. A lot of people are still finding their purpose. And I don't see anything wrong with that. That's fine. If up to now, ilang taon na kayo? 35? 38? 30? 40? 18 years old? And still you are finding your purpose, you're still trying to search yourself, that's okay. The worst part is, you already know your purpose. You already found your purpose. But you are trying to justify of not living that purpose because you are living in the busy world. That's the worst part. Now, why are you coming here? Why are you here in the UAE? To live, to get a job, to get your salary monthly. If you already found your purpose and not living with it, you are even worse than dead. Why? Because there is a very divine purpose of why you gave that talent, that skills, why you are there, and you are just taking it for granted. You are wasting the purpose that God instilled in you. So now, today, my topic is about financial literacy. Okay, I'm not here to preach. But if you notice, we will take it in a very different way. I want it to be impactful, principle-based. Can we have a contract? Is it okay? Can you participate in this session? I want your full participation. Is that okay?
Yes.
Good. Now, I want you to bring out your phones. I will teach you a trick on how you can, all the time, you will remember your purpose. Bring out your phones. Come on, come on. I call it anchoring. Okay? Anchoring. Ano ba yung anchor? Sa Tagalog, ano ba yun? Yung a big ship, malaking barko or bangka. Angkla. Angkla. In Bisaya, what's that?
Angkla.
Angkla. That's the deepest root that you have that will make you stable. Yun yung control para hindi maligaw yung bangka. Pag naka-angkla ka, you are already anchored with your purpose. Anywhere you go, whatever you do, you are solid, stable. And I will teach you this trick, okay? This is what I do. All the time. All the time. It's called anchoring. So bring out your phones. Come on, come on. Wake up. Bring out your phones. Take a very lovely, beautiful, handsome selfie. Come on, come on. I want everybody's participation. A very beautiful, handsome selfie. Maybe with your wife or with your husband, it's okay. Done? Okay. And then, I will give you 1 minute, only 1 minute, we don't have the luxury of time, to think about your purpose. Think about, take a deep breath, close your eyes. Why do I exist? At a very young age, I already found my purpose. And it's very simple. My purpose is to inspire confidence among people to have a happy and prosperous life. That's my purpose. That's my personal purpose. When we established Philippine Business School, the purpose and the vision of Philippine Business School is, you will see it everywhere, shaping the global business leaders of tomorrow. That's the purpose. Yan yung naka-anchor. Anywhere we go, whatever we do, whatever programs we offer, anchored. So, 1 minute of silence, close your eyes, think about your purpose. Okay? Now, I will give you this challenge. Go to your Facebook, post a selfie with your purpose. And before the purpose, say, my purpose. And then post that. Then, hashtag, so I can monitor you. Business talks with purpose. Okay? And then later on, we will give you a gift. Whoever posts it first, come here in front, and I will give you a gift. Who is that? Post it. Don't be shy. You need to be bold. Sino tapos na? I have a gift for you. A very beautiful mug. And every time you will drink from this mug, from this cup, you will remember that day I found my purpose. Come on, guys. Still taking a selfie? Sino tapos na? Already posted with a hashtag. Posted? You can also add me in Facebook, Lyndon Jacob. Okay? Para matag mo ako mamaya. Done? Maybe the lady at the back? Are you done? Posted? Sino tapos na? Still fighting? Without a purpose, it is even worse than being dead. So you need to start with your why. Why do I exist? Anyone who's done? Congratulations. Let's give a round of applause. Come here. What's your name? Alvin. Alvin. Congratulations, Alvin. This is your beautiful mug from Philippine Business School. Thank you so much. Now, let's start the topic. Financial literacy for business. Are you ready? Good. Now, what is financial literacy and why do we need to talk about financial literacy? If you are an accountant, you talk about finance all the time. In financial literacy, is about knowing how you can manage your financial matters, whether inflows, outflows, payables, debts, liabilities, for you to come up with an informed decision. So that's the key. You need to be informed. You need to be aware. You need to budget. You need to monitor. So that your decision is aligned, you will go back to your purpose. Without financial literacy in business, you cannot even last for 1 year. You will go bankrupt. Why? That's what we will talk about. In starting up a business, I will have 3 sources of opportunities only. Number 1 is observing trends. Last year when we started about value-added tax in the UAE, ang dami nagsulputan ng mga tax and accounting firms. In the Philippines, the same thing. When we started with train law, naging boom yung accounting firm. Nowadays, a lot of tech people trying to learn programming, coding, creating apps, and developing apps. That's the trend. So you need to know what's happening around me. How will I use or what can I do for me to come up with this kind of opportunity surrounding your environment around you. So you need to think, what is happening? Number 2 is solving a problem. What is the problem among the OFWs? What is the problem in the UAE? Ano ang problema sa Pilipinas? And how can I capitalize that, coming up with a good opportunity in solving that problem? And then the last is finding the gaps in the marketplace. There is an existing business, there is an existing supply, but it's not meeting the expectations, it's not serving enough the entire community or the market, so there's a gap. Finding that gap. For example, when we started Philippine Business School, there's no business school ever anywhere in the globe owned, founded, and managed by Filipinos. Wala. Of course, meron tayo sa Philippines, PSBA, that's the closest one. But you can see a lot, London Business School, Manchester Business School, Holt International Business School, Wharton Business School, Harvard Business School, walang Philippine Business School. So, the vision is to teach Filipinos to become entrepreneurs, to own businesses, to become employers. Years, not years. We are good employees. You will see Filipinos everywhere. When I was working at Central Bank of UAE, I do a lot of banking examinations of banks, global banks, regional banks in the UAE. Finance people, you can say, finance department, 50% Filipinos, another 50% Indians, and maybe the rest other nationalities. You will not find a CEO coming from the Philippines. Wala. So where are we? We always think the Filipinos are the brains and the hands of these successful companies, but when it comes to recognitions, we are left behind. Why? Because of one thing. I met one billionaire in the IFC. He is the owner of big investment firm in the IFC. And I just asked him, what did you do and how did you do it to become that kind of person? Because he grew up in New Zealand as a farmer. Now he is a multi-billionaire. And he just told me only one thing. I said, what? I have taken risks. Your willingness to take the risk will determine how much you can go, how far you can go, how far you can reach. I said, what do you mean? Let me explain. He said, are you willing to lose your job for a project or business ideas that you have come up with? Are you willing to sacrifice the luxury of life? Are you willing to send your kids to a normal school so that you can save more for your capital? Are you willing to sleep in the street for your employees to have monthly salary? Are you willing to lose everything for the business idea that you have? That's what I call risk. And a lot of Filipinos are afraid to take risks. Ganito eh. I have a job from 8 to 5, 8 to 6. I don't have time because when I go home, I'm tired. That's why in Philippine Business School, we are teaching entrepreneurship. Employee sa umaga, businessman sa gabi. Employee from Sunday to Thursday, businessman Friday and Saturday. I want you to learn that. We call it entrepreneur. Don't waste your time with teleserye, Korean novella, and so on and so forth. Okay? So with these opportunities, I can sum it to one word. And what I call it, need. Need. A lot of mediocre speakers in business who doesn't have any experience at all will teach you, do what you love. Follow your passion. In business, it is fundamentally wrong. Kahit gaano mo ka gusto mo minom ng kape every day, it doesn't mean I will establish a coffee shop. They get the idea. Even though I'm not a doctor, we are setting up a hospital in Qatar because of the need. Kahit gaano mo kamahal ang business mo, if you are losing money, it will not be sustainable. But the only way for business to survive if there is a need. Meaning, people will continuously buy your products, your services. Okay? Need. Need is an opportunity in disguise. there is opportunity on the need. Now, for you to start up a business, you need to have a business plan. I always use this as an example. A GPS, alam niyo yung GPS sa kotse? Before you leave or go anywhere else, set your GPS first. It's an electronic map. The first question that the GPS will ask you is, what is your current location? Second question is, what is your destination? Right? Are you with me? Yes or yes? Yes. Yes or yes? Yes. Good. Business plan is like a GPS. Business plan is like a GPS. Where are you now? What is your destination? Where do you want to be? When we set up Philippine Business School, we envisioned it that 10 years from now, we will have a university owned by the Filipinos in the UAE. That's the vision. So we have prepared a 13-year strategic plan. We are getting there. We are on the second 18 months now. We will get there. So business plan is your GPS. Without a GPS, you know what will happen? Especially in Dubai. Mawala ka lang ng isang exit, ang layo ng u-turn mo. Same in business, without a business plan, it will be costly, timely, waste of time, because you will get lost. Business, especially nowadays, I call it the VUCA world. The volatile, ambiguous, uncertain, ambiguous, and complex business world. You will be drowned in the middle of the ocean with too many sharks, competitions, employees, labor laws, FDA, tax, everything, if you don't have a proper business plan. So if you don't know how to prepare a good business plan, enroll yourself. Study. Learn. Don't just jump into the ocean full of sharks and realizing you don't know how to swim. That's the risk part. Okay? I want to give this quote to you. Own your strengths, outsource your weaknesses. What do I mean by that? You need to know what is your best asset. You need to know your skills. And if you don't know something, and that is a hindrance for you to start up a business, you hire somebody who can do it for you. You get a business partner who can do it for you. Be smart. Don't own everything. You are not a Superman. Okay? Own your strengths, outsource your weakness. Deal? Good. That's a very insightful quote. So, all along, we will talk about those kind of insights. Now, when you start a business, and we have a subject matter expert here, Miss Nikki, who will talk about brand, personal and corporate branding. Now, you need to develop your brand. And I just want to share with you the brand that we prepared for Philippine Business School. You need to have a blueprint. You need to have your relationship with your community, with your customers, with your employees. You need to manage everything. And then you need to have this called ambidexterity. Balancing your employees and your financials. Balancing the risks as well as the reward. So, in life, it's not very straightforward. Especially in business, it's all about trade-offs. Trade-offs. If I have a partnership with ABS-CBN, definitely GMA7 will be out of the picture. If my favorite is Coca-Cola, definitely Pepsi will not be. So it's all about trade-off, especially in business. You cannot do everything. You want to do marketing, you want to you want to reach the entire Filipino community, it will require a big amount of cost, marketing fund. So how can you do that? You need to balance. O konti lang yung budget ko, ito lang yung kaya ko, fine. Trade-off. And then nature. What is the nature of your business? How do you exist? And why do you exist? You need to know that. And then, the differentiation, the unique selling or unique value proposition, the USP. That's how you build your brand. And later on, we will expand this further with our subject matter expert. Now, my definition about branding, of course, we have other definitions. But my definition is, this is the perception or unexplained impression of others. What you do is fine, but how people perceive you, that describes the total experience with you. That is brand. Sino dito nakapanood ng Mission Impossible? Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise. What you will realize in any Mission Impossible, first scene, before pa lumabas yung title, action ka agad yan. Because the director of Mission Impossible believes in first impression will last. Same thing in branding. A lot of companies are saying first impression lasts. And for us, you cannot have a second chance to get a first impression. Okay? So first impression is very, very critical. But for PBS, for me personally, I don't care about first impression. I care about total experience. Mission Impossible, hardcore action kagad yan. First thing. Ano mapapansin mo sa ending? Hard action pa rin. Because nowadays, and I think every technology is based on the most recent. Everything is the most recent. Yun yung marirecall mo eh. That's what you will recall. The beginning is fine, but the ending will last. So it's all about total experience. Same thing in branding. Be yourself because everyone else is taken. Be authentic when you talk about branding. Okay? Same thing in business. You need to be unique. Be yourself because copying will not be sustainable. Okay? Now, 5 minutes. I want you to have a powerful sentence. How do you want your company's brand to be perceived by the public and explain why? Talk to your seatmates in the table. How do you want to be perceived in the market? Come on! Impactful. I want this to be participative. 5 minutes. Come on guys, don't be shy. Talk to your neighbors. If you remember Max Restaurant, sarap to the bone. Yan ang kanyang mga finger-licking good. KFC. Let's do it.
Ako sa Pinas piniplano ko lang. Organic farming. Dami naman sa ating sinarili farm. Pero kung dito,
Talk to your neighbors. Don't be shy.
dati galing ako sa amin. Pero Pilipino yung ngayon. Kaya ako accounting service ko ngayon. in 5 years. Ang ganda naman ng company. Brand. Di ano,
Ano kayo anong business or products mo?
yun nga, service. Tapos sa accounting tayo, yung expertise na.
Accounting services. Accounting ano things.
Okay, time is up. Let's proceed. Let's proceed.
Ano yung quality?
Just last week, we had one student from Philippine Business School. She decided to go to the Philippines for good. Are you with me? Hello guys, ladies and gentlemen. Itong babae na to, sabi niya, sir, I want to go to the Philippines and set up my own business. I said, fine, good. So, sir, can I consult you? She said, good. I have an issue with SEC, I have an issue with PR. I said, magsisimula ka pala, may issue ka na. Sabi niya, okay, ganito, sir, ganito. Okay. Sabi niya, because we had a very bad experience about this, now we are moving to this. She wants to create, kasi meron siyang partners. Yung mga partners niya, yun doon siya nagka-problema. Now, she wants to create a new one, a sole proprietorship kind of business. Sole proprietorship. I said, that's the worst part you can do. Don't ever try to create a sole proprietorship. Why? Sabi ko, that's the reason why we created the so-called corporation. LLC. Don't do sole proprietorship for 2 reasons. Although maraming reasons. Number 1, you don't have a shield against claims, liabilities from external parties. Your personal asset will be taken away to pay off your liabilities if you are a sole proprietor. And we know that as CPAs. Number 2, your taxation will be part of you. As a company, yung tax mo is you. That's why kapag nag-register ka ng sole proprietorship business or company, yung TIN, yung tax identification number mo as a person or individual is the same tax identification of your business. That's not wise to do it, especially with our PIR ngayon. Diba? That's why. And then, if you go to the corporation, it's even better. You have the opportunity to expand. If you want to invite more investors, if you want to sell some shares, you want to go public, and you have the shield from the liabilities up to your invested amount. Ibig sabihin, kahit mabankrupt ang business, may utang sa bangko, yung personal asset mo safe as shareholder. So don't ever do it. So the first thing I would like to suggest to you when you start up your business, think about what is the type of company, what is the license or the business formation that you want to make. Okay? This is part of the business plan that you need to make. Okay? Now, talking about financial literacy, you need to manage your finances. Managing your finance is the most critical thing because that's the life, the blood of a business. Without finance, kahit meron kang sales team, meron kang customers, meron kang assets, wala kang proper managing of your finance, you're dead. Now, financial literacy is very critical. You need to have, number 1, in establishing a new business, you need to have proper financing. You need to have a ready-made or available bank, people who can lend you money in case of need, especially in startup. Number 2, to have a working capital. You cannot say, yeah, I have 10 million, I will set up this hotel, and then this will run smoothly. No. There will be a lot of surprises. There will be overruns, delay of projects, delay of construction. Yung 10 million mo, nakaka-15 million ka na, doon ka na sa utang, hindi pa tapos yung hotel. That is exactly what happened to us. Sorry. When we set up our hotel last year in Bicol, we thought 20 20 million pesos will be good enough. Naka 22 million na kami, hindi pa rin tapos ang hotel. So what happened? We are forced to go to the bank. Kinulateral yung hotel. Now it's running. So if you, sino din yung taga Bicol? Elizabeth Hotel. Laging, business expansion. You will need some, at least credit facilities or financing opportunities if you want to expand. And of course, if you want to purchase any asset. Okay? Now, we already know financial statements. I'll not drill down further, but at least in managing a business or starting up a business, you need to have monitoring at least monthly of our financials. Right, Micah? Monthly financials dapat available lagi yan. Balance sheet, income statement, cash flows, at least with the notes. Notes to financial statements. Without financials, it's like you're walking in a dark place with no visibility. Issue ako ng issue ng cheque, bayad ako ng salaries, kolekta ng kolekta. What happened? Hindi ko alam. May pera pa ba tayo? Hindi ko alam. So, proper monitoring is part of financial literacy, especially in running a business. A lot of companies are hiring accountants to account, not to be a chef. Maraming accountants trained to be a cook. They cook the books. Okay? Don't do that in your business. If you need to pay 32% ba sa ating BIR, 5% for value-added tax in the Federal Tax Authority here, don't cook the books. Okay? So I reminded you, don't cook the books. Last month, when I was in leadership, global leadership course, I'm studying at Hull International Business School. Andrew Fasto. Anyone knows Andrew Fasto? He is the CFO of Enron. Sino nakakakilala ng Enron? Who knows Enron? He is the magician and who invented the so-called projected market value. Projected market value. Sounds fancy. The projected market value, it means if I want to sell this bottle, how much is this? Five dirhams. But I will project that in the next 10 years, this bottle will be 500,000 dirhams. And that's the loophole in accounting. We use market value. Based on what? Hindi na ngayon historical cost. We revalue the finance, the assets, and everything, and charge it to equity with your surplus for evaluation. Don't quote the books. He suffered for that. You know what happened to Andrew Fasto. And then he get out from jail. Now, I spoke to him. I was actually inviting him here in PICPA. A very good guy. But of course, in the US, and that's the reason why Arthur Andersen, the largest auditing firm in the world, collapsed because of Enron. Now, he is visiting business schools around the world to talk about ethics. Interesting, right? So he went to our business school and he talks about ethics. And his number one message is, don't cook the books. Don't try to be a chef if you're an accountant. Okay? Now, budgeting and forecasting is very important to know how much you will incur, how much you will receive, ahead of time. Especially in business, you cannot run day to day without visibility of tomorrow. Okay? You need to have budgeting. You need to forecast. Sino dito ang involved sa forecasting? Quite a lot. Good. Now, the reason why you are in the best position to be an entrepreneur, because you have already the basic skills. You know the in and out, you know the procurement, you know the sales, you know the operations, you know the finance. What I'm telling you is, do it for your own business. Practice it. Okay? So if you are working very, very hard, from 8 to 8, or from 8 to 12 sometimes, 12 midnight, especially year-end, right? You can also do that kind of hard work to your own company and make it successful. Deal? Deal or deal? Deal. Guides before borrowing funds from the bank. Number one, you need to calculate your expense. Loan repayment calculator. So there is such kind of tool or app. Ilagay mo yung principal amount, how much is the interest, what's the tenor, let's say 5 years to pay, and then your monthly amortization will come in. Then borrow wisely, explore other alternatives. If you don't need to borrow from the bank, because you have your father, your auntie, to lend you money, better. Okay? The last is, keep a healthy financial condition. Okay? Now, before borrowing funds, you should calculate your expenses against your revenue. If there is little balance or there is a loss, I would suggest don't borrow money from the bank. Okay? Because if you are not able to repay your loan, that's even worse of not having a business at all. Okay? So if you have a projected sales, where that sales will cover up all your expenses, meaning your interest monthly can be sustained, can be repaid, then you're good to borrow. But if you cannot assume or forecast your sales, don't ever go to the bank. Okay? Deal or deal? Now, we call it 5 C's of credit. So this is how we perform due diligence in the bank for you to get approved. Pag mag-a-apply ka ng loan, you will have the application form, and then what we will check is these 5 C's. Number one, we check your capacity to repay. Your ability to repay the loan is something that is very critical for the bank. You don't have money now, that's why you're going to the bank for funding. But we need to assure you have cash flows. Revenue and cash flows and profitability. If the bank see, oh, your cash flow is very fluid, unstable, I cannot ascertain your profitability, you will not get approved. Okay? Number two, character. Very critical is the character. That's why we have the credit rating score. Credit rating score. Sino dito ang alam niyo yung credit rating score? Are you above 600 points? You don't know. Go to ECB, merong mga apps dyan. Etihad Credit Bureau, you can check your credit score. If your score is at least around 600 and above, then you can apply for any loan. If the bank is calling you every now and then, I'm from FAB, I'm from Emirates NPD, we offer you a credit card, it means you have a good credit score. Sino dito nakaka-receive ng tawag almost every day? From offering credit cards, do you want a top-up? You want a cash advance from your credit card? It means you have a good credit score. So, character is very important. Your willingness to pay the loan. Hindi yung, tagilid yung company namin, uwi na ako ng Pilipinas, sige, mag-loan nga ako. They will not quit. Don't do that, my friend.
My friend.
Okay? Mga CPAs tayo, mga accountants tayo. I don't want to receive a call from the bank. Oh, Mr. Magsino, you know, one of your members just flew away from to the Philippines and he has 300,000 outstanding balance. Mga kapatid, please. Okay? Collateral. So if you have certain assets that you can give to the bank as to secure the loan, then that's also good. And then capital and conditions, the terms and conditions. Now, how to improve your credit limits, especially for small and medium enterprises. Number one is ensure timely repayment. Don't go for any default. By all means, you need to repay. If you have done all your work and still wala kang talagang choice, you need to default, then you need to inform your bank. So can you just allow me for at least 2 months grace period, extend my loan, and then give these 2 months as a waiver because I'm looking for a job. That's even better. And the bank will say definitely yes. They will not force you to pay now if you cannot pay. Okay? Number two, have a justifiable need for extra money. And then, ensure accounts are up to date. You need to maintain your financial statements. So we have DSCR, yung debt service coverage ratio. Sino dito alam yung DSCR? For personal, we call it DBR, the debt burden ratio. Anyone knows that? Hindi nyo alam yung DBR? Oh my God. So you need, how are you doing your financial literacy? How are you managing your financials? So you need to maintain good credit rating, okay? Now, how to build a credit score? Good habits. Huwag yung wala na ng pera, Starbucks pa rin. No money, but I can use my credit card to buy my new iPhone. So, maintain your credit score. So, Etihad Credit Bureau, you can download the app. You just need to pay 100 dirhams and you can get your credit report. Your history. Trade credit, transparent business and credit. Okay. Now, this is just a guide for you to manage your debt. As a business, you need to manage your debt. Number one, list your priorities and then maintain your budget and then enhance your cash flow. Look for lower interest rates or fees, lower penalties. A lot of banks will be very generous to you, very lenient, very considerate in terms of the requirements, but they charge a very high fees. So you need to check it out, okay? You need to canvas, go from banks to banks. And then consolidate your debt if possible for isang headache na lang, so that you can manage it better. And then, refer to a credit advisor if needed. Go to a consultant, how can I manage my loan? How can I manage this? And then we have Phil Pera, who is actually doing a debt restructuring kind of service. So, if you need any advice, they are the best people to help you. Okay? Man,
Thanks,
you need to
man.
pay me, huh?
Thank
You're
you.
awesome.
I need to give you some money for that. So.
Now, early warning. Before it happens, you have some indicators. You know the signage in the road? Don't turn right, it's dead end. Don't go straight, it's a cliff. May mga signage yan. May mga indicators or red flags. So same thing with your business. If you are experiencing this, that is a warning or early warning signs. For, we call it NPA, non-performing